Hello everyone. So welcome to this video where I will be showcasing today that how you can implement CRUD operations in Power Apps. So basically in this video I will talk about that how you can use a edit form in Power Apps like a pro. Because edit form gives you the functionality, and I will say I'm giving you this cheat sheet that how you can use the edit form like a pro, because it gives you the functionality of implementing a new form, a view form and an edit form. So basically, in today's video, in this video, I'm going step by step with all these functionalities which I'm going to show you. So what we are going to do is we are going to connect to an Excel file that will be our sample data. I will add a vertical gallery to show the fields in the Power Apps environment, and then we will see the remaining steps as well one by one. So without any further delay, let's get started. Let's see this in action. So I am navigating to the Power Apps environment, which I am using from the previous videos. This is the same environment, the Power Apps Crash Course series. Okay. So let's add a new screen first of all for this particular CRUD operations. Okay. So you can go to the new screen and add a blank screen as always. So I'm adding a blank screen and I'm going to rename this screen, right? So I'm going to say src underscore, let's say user data. Okay, so this is the screen which I have added to the Power Apps environment. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to showcase some data. So I have already have a data in Excel file, and this Excel file I have uploaded in the OneDrive. So in the OneDrive I have uploaded the Excel file which I am going to connect now in the Power Apps environment. So let's do this. So how we can connect, we already know in the previous videos. I've already shown you that how you can connect to an external data source or maybe to an external file. Please remember, this external file you can save it or you can upload it in SharePoint also or in OneDrive also. For this video I have uploaded this in OneDrive. So let's connect to this OneDrive Excel first of all. Okay, so let's make a connection. How we can make a connection? You have to go to the add data screen, and then you have to click on add data. You can make a connection using the connector. So OneDrive for business. So OneDrive for business, I am making a connection. It will show me all the folders and files which are there in the OneDrive. It's in the Power Apps data. So you can see here, it's in the Power Apps data folder in my OneDrive. So I'm selecting this user list.xlsx. This is my file and the table is table 1. You can see in the Excel file the table which I have created, right? This is a sample data. Now let's connect it. All right. So now you can see the table 1 or the sample data has been connected in my screen. So I have again came to the tree view. Now what I'm going to show here, first of all, as I showed you in the PPT, that first we are going to connect to the Excel file. This part is completed. We have connected to a Excel file. Now, second is I am going to add a vertical gallery, right? So you already know that we are in the screen SRC user data. Now, what you are going to do is you are going to add a vertical gallery, right? So this I have added a vertical gallery. So let's expand it a little bit. Okay, all right. Okay. Now, what will be the data source? Data source you already know that with which you want to select. So I want to take the data source as the table 1. So my table 1 will be the data source. You can see on the right hand side the data source has been selected as table 1. So this is the vertical gallery which I have added. Now what I want to do is that in a particular data card, okay, I want to showcase the first name, last name, company name and the state of a particular user. As of now it is showing some random data. Okay, so how you can do that? So this is the, you can see the third part. When an item is selected, navigate to the display form and add a vertical gallery to show the field. So let's do it. So I'm going to change this data card. Instead of this item dot address, what you can do is you can say this item dot first name. Okay, and I want to concatenate. So for concatenate you can use ampersand this item dot last name. Correct. Now what it will show? It will show the first name and last name of all the users in the vertical gallery. The other thing which I want to show change is that as of now this is showing city. let's change it to something else, and let's change it to, let's say, this item dot company name. So now it will show the company name of all the users, which is there in the Excel. Apart from that, I also want to add a text label here to show the user state also. All right. So let's move here, and here I will say, instead of this item dot address, I will say this item dot state. All right. Now let's see this in preview. Let's see the app in the preview. The app is not yet created completely. It's just a vertical gallery we have added, and now you can see all the users with their first name, last name, the company name, and the state. Great. So we have completed, I think, the two, yes. So we have completed the two steps here. Connect to the Excel file and add a vertical gallery to show the fields. These two parts are completed. I'm repeating. Maybe if you have missed anything, let me repeat it very quickly. So what I have done is I added a screen and I connected to a data source which is there in OneDrive. I uploaded a file. This is the sample Excel file you can see here having all the data. And then what I did, I connected the vertical gallery to this data source. This is the first thing which I did. Then after that, I changed to the fields in the data card that I want to see the first name and last name of the users. So what I did, I changed in the data card. I appended, you see, if you see the data card, this item dot first name and double quotes, this is for the space, and this item dot last name. So this much we have completed. Let's jump to the third step. When an item is selected, navigate to the display or view form. So there are two parts to it. One, we will see that I want to highlight the item. I want to highlight the item which I'm selecting in this vertical gallery. As of now, I don't know that which item I'm selecting. I don't know, right? So what you can do is that there is a property. There is a property of the gallery. You have to select the gallery. Please remember, you don't have to select any individual data card. You have to select the gallery. And for highlighting the selected row of the vertical gallery, there is a property called template fill. So you have to search for the property called template fill, right? So this is the template fill property. And you have to write just a small condition here. And the condition will be if, and what you will write, this item. So I'm going to write this item, right, dot selected. This item dot is selected. Then what I want to do, I want to apply some RGBA color. So let's apply this 200 and let's say 0.1. So something like this I want to apply, and I want to apply one more RGBA. Let's apply one more RGBA, comma, and I will say this 200, and this will be also 0, and here I will say 200 comma 0 comma 0 comma 0.1. Okay, great. So what we have done is I have selected the gallery, and in the template fill property of this gallery, what I'm saying, if this item dot is selected, then apply some coloring to it. Okay, all right. So now you can see I added the template fill formula, the template fill property formula for this data table, and now the selected item will always be highlighted. So please remember, if you have to highlight the item, the selected item basically in a vertical gallery, you have to use the property template fill. Okay, and you can just write the condition, if this item dot is selected, if this the item which is selected, then apply some color. So let's run this app. Now you see, whenever I am selecting any item, whenever I'm selecting any item, it is getting highlighted. How cool it is in Power Apps, and it's very simple to do it, right? Okay. So now what we are going to do is, so we have when an item is selected, we have to navigate to the display or the view form. So for this, what we are going to do now, we are going to add a new screen. Okay. So I'm going to add a new screen, and to this screen I will say, I will rename it, I will say src underscore user details. All right, now why I have added this screen, okay, let's rename it again. It's user details. Oh gosh. Okay. So why I've added this screen? Because now what I'm going to showcase is that when someone will click on this item or any particular item in the vertical gallery, they should see or they should have the display or the view form for that particular selected item. Correct? That's why I've added another screen which will work as our display, add it, or a new screen. And how you are going to do is, and I will say now that the real fun begins now. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to add a edit form on this screen. Okay. So how you can do this? I am in the user details screen. What you have to do, you have to add a edit form. So I've added a edit form here on my screen, and let's rename this form. Let's rename this form as edit form underscore user details. Okay. Now, what will be the data source? What will be the data source, or what will be the items particularly? So let's select the items property here. Let's select the item property. What are the items it should have? And the data source should be obviously the table one. Okay, it will have the property as a table one, and in the item property of this particular edit form, from where you are going to get the item, from where you are going to showcase the item in this edit form, that will be from your gallery. So gallery one dot gallery one dot selected, right? That will be your item which will be showcased in the edit form. And the data source for this is your table one only. Now whatever fields you want to display on this edit form, you can choose from the edit fields, right? Now what fields you want to add, and these are the same fields of your Excel file, if you remember. So let's add first name, last name, and then I want to add the city, I want to add state. Where is my state, and then company name, then phone, email, address. That's it. And let's add all these fields. Okay. Now this edit form, that second screen, will show all the data with all these fields. Okay. So now you can see here I have the edit form, okay, which is showing me the fields as of now in the edit mode. Correct. The source we have selected as a table one, the same source, and we have selected the fields. Right. Now let's go to the user data screen. Now what we want to do, we have two screens now, and before moving forward, don't forget to save your project in Power Apps, right? So now what we are going to do is that whenever any user clicks on it, I want to navigate the user with that selected item details to the next screen or the second screen. So how you can do it, select your vertical gallery. You have selected the vertical gallery, and in the vertical gallery you have one property which is called on select property is there, right? Now in the on select, what you want to do, you want to navigate the user. First of all, you want to navigate the user to which screen? You want to navigate to src underscore which screen? User details screen, right? And fade, you can use fade as a transition method. All right. Now what will happen, what I have done is that whenever anyone select any item, it should navigate to that particular item details, right? And even before this navigate, what I want to do is I want to view the form, right? You want to just view the form. So that is the cheat sheet which I wanted to share with you. View form, and which form you want to see. So it is asking for the form name, right? So our form name is edit form underscore user details, and since there are two lines, I can definitely use the semicolon. All right, so let's see this in action. So when I'm selecting any user, let's say Lena1, when I'm selecting it, I am navigating to the field, I am navigating to the other screen, right? Having the details of Lena1 user, you can see Lena1. Okay, let's try it out one more time. Now you see here, this is the problem. Now you see here, this is the problem. There is a very big problem here that I cannot navigate back to the previous screen from this app, right? So what we can do, we can definitely add a cancel button first of all. So that is very, very important to add a cancel button. So what you can do, you can go to insert, okay, and let's say cancel icon will be there, or maybe in the icons, definitely you can search for the icons. So for the cancel icon, you can search. I have added an icon cancel. Okay, let's rename this icon underscore cancel. Okay, and on this cancel icon, what I want to do is I want to navigate the user to the main screen, to the previous screen. Navigate to which screen? src underscore which screen? User data comma fade. That's it. Right, now let's run this app. So I'm running this app. Let's Simona, I select Simona, and now I can click on this icon, cancel icon, and I can navigate to the previous screen. How cool it is, right? So let's navigate to the PPT. So when item is selected, navigate to the display view form. This also we have completed now. Okay, now coming to the next functionality, add the ability to update and delete the items. This is also going to be super cool, and the fun starts also here. So what we want is that when any user clicks on any item, we have seen that it is getting navigated to the other screen where the details are getting displayed, right? And this is the screen where the details of the user is getting displayed, right? Now you want to add the functionality to edit and save the data, so that user can definitely edit, delete, and save the data, right? So add that functionality as well. So I'm in the screen user details. I'm going to insert again a icon, and let's say I want to add a trash icon, right? That will be deleting the item, correct? So what you can do is you can search for trash should be here. So trash. So this is the icon which I'm going to add now, and let's rename this icon underscore delete. Okay, similarly what you can do, you can also add the edit icon. So edit icon also you can add. So there will be three icons here: cancel, delete, and edit. So icon underscore edit. All right, so I want to add the functionality now for the delete and edit, so that what will happen if someone clicks on delete, my item gets deleted. And for this, please remember, user should also navigate user should also navigate to the previous screen if someone is selecting on delete. So let's see this, the on select property of the delete icon. So first of all, we have to navigate. So I will say navigate, right? Navigate to which screen if someone wants to delete it. Okay, so src underscore user data comma fade. This is very clear. Okay, now if someone wants to delete it, so how you can delete the data is, this is also again very simple. You can use the function remove, right? And remove, you see, from where you want to remove, that is very important, correct? From which collection? So from the excel you want to delete, and the excel is having a table. So what is the table name? We already know, it's the table 1, right? From the table 1 we are saying that remove something. Now what you want to delete, that is very important. What you want to remove, right? Fun dot selected, simple. And we can apply the semicolon, right? All right, so let's run this app and let's see this in action. So what we are saying is, let's Simona. Okay, I click on, or maybe some other user, let's say Chris Marrier. Okay, so I click on Chris Marrier and I want to delete it, this Chris Marrier user. So let's delete it. The item will get deleted from the collection also, and we are navigated to our main screen. Now you see we don't have the user Chris here. Okay, that's cool. All right. So now what we are going to see is the other functionality, which is edit, right? So let's say Sage Visual, close it. Now I'm going to work on the edit functionality for this particular screen. Okay, so we have seen the cancel functionality. On the cancel, you have just navigated the user. On the delete, you have just removed from the collection, and whatever item is selected, you have deleted that. Now comes the edit functionality. How to implement the edit functionality? It's very, very simple again, because again I will talk about the cheat sheet which I told you. So in the cheat sheet we have already seen the view form, correct? And there is also a functionality called edit form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just write here edit form. Edit form is a functionality and it will ask for the form name. What is the form name? Edit underscore edit form underscore user detail. How simple it is. So now you see here, if I navigate to any user details, let's say Sage Wizard, I navigate to Sage Wizard, I click on edit, it is actually going in the edit mode. The form, our screen or form is actually going in the edit mode. How simple it is, right? So we have seen that how you can add the ability to update or edit and delete, right? Now the second last functionality for this particular video, I'm going to show you that how you can add the items, and how you can implement the save functionality, because you have added the edit functionality, but you have to also add the data to your collection, correct? So let's insert the save icon also here. So let's insert the save icon, and I will say is icon underscore save. So this is the save icon. Now what we want, that on the save icon, the item should be saved in our original data set or data source, which is the Excel table. And also the user should be navigated to the previous screen or to the home screen, because the user has been added and the operation should be successful. Then only the user should be navigated. Okay. So ideally, first we will talk about saving the data, right? So how you can save the data? So there is a function called submit form. You already know this submit form, right? And it is asking for the form name, which is edit form underscore user detail. Simple. We have not added any complex formula to the save button. We are only saying that submit the form, right? Now you must be thinking that why we cannot add the navigate here. Why we cannot add the navigate? This is because we are also going to implement the required functionality, that some fields should be required and something like that, right? So the best place for the save functionality, okay, to navigate to the user, okay, is a property of the form, is a property of the edit form which we have added. And there is a property called on success. So on success, what you are going to say is navigate to my other screen. What is the other screen? src underscore user data, and transition is fade. So this is very important to understand, guys. So what I'm saying is that we have implemented the cancel functionality, we have added delete, we have added edit. Now when someone will edit the form, we should have the save functionality also. Now on the save, click of the save button, what I am going to do is I am saving the data. I am saving the data at the same time, and I want to navigate the user to the original or the home screen. But the best place to navigate the user is the on success event of the form, not of the icon. The on success event of the form, the edit form. In the on success event, you see here, in the on success event, you should navigate the user to the original screen or to the home screen. And I've told you the reason. The reason you should understand why we want to do this, because we want, if the operation is not successful, then there should be some validation or message on this screen itself, and the user should not be navigated, right? So let's see this in action now. Let's run this Sage Wizard. Okay, I want to edit it. I say Sage 1 and I save this, and you see here it will be navigated to our home screen, and Sage is edited and updated to Sage 1. How cool it is, right? All right, so till now what we have seen is we have seen that how to connect to Excel file, how to add a vertical gallery to show the fields, then when an item is selected, how we can navigate to the display and view form, and then we have seen how to add delete and update the data or some particular selected item. Now, what I'm going to show you in this video, the last part of it, these two last items, as you can see on the screen, the creation of a new item and making the fields as mandatory. So let's see this in action also. So first, make the fields as mandatory. Okay. So for that, what you can do is that if you go to any field on your screen, so you see there is a data card which is selected. Okay. And in the data card, if you go to the advanced property, the properties are logged by default by Power Apps, right? So what I want to do is I want to make this field as mandatory. So what you can do, you can unlock this icon to change the properties. The icon, you can see the lock icon is locked as of now. If I click on this, okay, so it becomes unlocked and now you can edit the property of this particular controls or a card. So I want to search for required. So required is a property which is currently false. You can make it as true. Okay. Similarly, for the last name, I want to unlock the properties and will search for required and I will make this as true. Okay. So first name and last name, what we have done, we have made that as mandatory. All right. Now the last functionality for this video is to create a new screen, not a screen, a new or to add functionality. Okay. So let's navigate to the user data. Let's add a icon here. So insert, add icon. Okay, add icon is there. I can add a icon here to add the new data to my table or the collection. So let's rename it icon underscore add. Now what will happen that when user, what I want, when user clicks on this, okay, it navigates to the next screen, but it should be a new data entry form for me. Okay, so select this. What I want to navigate. I want to navigate. So let's talk about again the cheat sheet. Okay, so edit form gives you the functionality for view form, for edit form, which we have seen. Now we will see the new form functionality. Okay, so select this icon, which is the add icon, and on this I want to say on select, okay, new form, right? And which new form? Our edit form. Which is the edit form? Edit form underscore user details. Once this is done, I want to navigate. I want to navigate to the other screen. Very simple. src underscore user details, and transition I use as fade. All right. So what I'm saying is that when user will click on this, the new form to add the data should open. So let's see this in action. So let's click on this plus icon and you see now the first name having a asterisk, the last name is having a asterisk. Okay. And now the form or the screen is in new mode. It's kind of a new form. So let's add a new entry. Let's add Vipul Jain. Okay. RJ ABC, any random number, okay, my email at mytest.com, any random or dummy value, okay. Now let's add this value to our collection, right? So I've added a new value, Vipul Chen, and it should be visible now. Maybe at the end, I can see the new entry. Great. Now you can see the new entry which has been added to the collection. Okay. Now, if I go to this value again, the display form will appear. Okay. And let's edit it. Now, let's say I remove Jen, the last name from here, and I click on save. Now you can see the validation is also happening. It says last name is required, right? So I will say Jen 2 and I click on save. So this validation is also happening. And now you see the data has been updated to Vipul Jen 2. Alright guys, so that's all for this video. We have completed all the steps which we targeted for this video. So in this video, I will repeat what I have shown. I have shown the new, that is the add functionality. We talked about CRUD operation, create. So I am creating it. I am reading it in a new screen. You can update and you can delete. So that is how you can implement the CRUD operations in Power Apps. Thank you for watching this video.